Hello, this is Myra Elaine from the Buying Space Channel. Happy Hanukkah or Happy Chanukah, however you say it. Today is one of the days of Hanukkah. It's the third day. Oh, let me put the candles in. This is the Shemish. It's the Festival of Lights. And I found out something that I had done improperly on the second day. And I'm glad I caught it before we went any further. When you light the candles on the menorah, you light the main candle first. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And you use the main candle to light the other candles. I've been doing that right. And you put them in from left to right. That's how you read Hebrew. Okay, there we go. And let that sit for just a minute because it wanted to fail on me. Okay, there it goes. Now you put the candles in first position on the right, but when you light them every night, you always light the newest candle first. And on the first night, you say 3 blessings. The last blessing you read on the first night you only read it on the first night. And these candles are not lighting. Okay. They all failed. But on the second night, I said the blessing that you read on the first night by itself. And tonight, if I can get my menorah lit, well, actually, the menorah won't light, I still will read the blessings. Now, the Shemish candle means the one who lights others. So it's a symbol of servitude. Put them in from left to right. You light them from right to left. The newest candle first. And my ancestors are like, Myra, you're not Jewish. Please light. Okay. Let's use a candle. Let me see. All of these burn down really well. Here's a darker blue candle. There aren't many of those in this bundle, but I don't know. Should I get a refund on my candles? Oh, here we go. Yes. All right. Now we have the candles going. Let me make sure that they're all in frame. Okay, we're doing good. Okay. So the blessings. These are the 2 blessings that are read every night. They're also read the first night with the additional 3rd blessing. Blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and has commanded us to kindle the Chuannaka light. And the second blessing is, blessed are you, Hashem, our God, King of the universe, who has wrought miracles for our forefathers in the days in this season. And today is the 27th day of Kamish. The Hanukkah started 2 days ago, and it was the 25th day of Kamish, and Christmas starts the 25th day of December. Of course, they're completely different days, and they don't follow each other, because one's on the Jewish calendar, one's on the Gregorian calendar. And Hanukkah can happen anywhere from November, I think, 28th to December 26th. Sometimes it can go across the new year. And the Jewish calendar is a little off, so sometimes they'll have a leap day, and sometimes they'll have a leap month where they completely skip a month so that Hanukkah doesn't end up progressing throughout the year and end up with Hanukkah in the spring when Passover is supposed to be. And Passover, you get the idea. So they have a leap month. They insert or remove the month of Adar some years. So, I found that highly interesting about their calendar. Today we're going to read in Numbers chapter 8. I held my breath this morning when I looked at my Bible and I saw that number 7, the verses were going into the 70s. And I turned the page, and number 7 does go to 89 or 90. Yeah, 89. But chapter 8, thank God, as only doesn't top 30. So I'm going to read chapter 8 because I don't think you all want to listen to 89 verses. Even if you love the Bible as much as I do, that's a lot of wind. Anyway, so chapter 8 in Numbers is something that's typically read on Hanukkah by the Jews and by Christians. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, and say to him, When you arrange the lamp, the 7 lamps shall give light in the front of the lampstand. And Aaron did, he arranged the lamps to face towards the front of the lampstand. Now the lamps in the tabernacle would have had a very special olive oil in them. Now his workmanship of the lampstand has hammered gold. It didn't say white. And while I was wanting white gold, that would be a beautiful lampstand, wouldn't it? From the shaft to its flowers in the hammered work, which they were almond flowers, according to the pattern which the Lord hath shows Moses, he made the lampstand. And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them ceremonially. Thus you shall do to them to cleanse them, sprinkle water of purification on them, and let them shave all their body, and them wash their clothes, and to make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bull with its grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, and ye shall take a younger bull as a sin offering. And you shall bring the Levites before the tabernacle of meeting. You shall gather together the whole congregation of the children of Israel. So shall you bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall lay their hands on the Levites, and Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord like a wave offering from the children of Israel. So they perform the work of the Lord. So the Levites shall lay their hands on the heads of the young bulls, and shall offer one as a sin offering, and the other as a burnt offering to the Lord, to make atonement for the Levites. And ye shall stand the Levites before Aaron and his sons, and they will offer like a wave offering to the Lord. Thus ye shall separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. You thought that wave that started the football game was the first wave. It was not. They were wave offerings with masses of groups of people. After the Levites shall go into service in the tabernacle of meeting, so shall ye cleanse them, offer them like a wave offering, for they are wholly given to me from among the children of Israel. I have taken them for myself instead of all who opened the womb, the firstborn of all children of Israel. God spared all the firstborn of the children of Israel when they left Egypt, because the 10th plague was the death of the firstborn. But that's what Passover was. They made a sacrifice of a lamb, and they put the blood of the lamb on the doorway, and death passed over their households. So God spared the firstborn of Israel. But instead of taking the firstborn of Israel to be dedicated to him, he took the tribe of Levi. For all the firstborn among the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On that day I struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. I sanctified them to myself. I have taken the Levites instead of all the firstborn of the children of Israel, and I have given the Levites a gift to Aaron and his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the work for the children of Israel in the tabernacle of meeting, to make atonement for the children of Israel. And there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come near the sanctuary. Then Moses and Aaron and all the congregation of the children of Israel did to the Levites according to all the Lord had commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So the children of Israel did to them, and the Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them like a wave offering before the Lord, and Aaron made atonement for them to cleanse them. After that, the Levites went to their work in the tabernacle of meeting before Aaron and his sons, and the Lord commanded Moses concerning the Levites, so they did to them. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This is what pertains to the Levites. for 25 years old and above, one may enter to perform service in the work of the tabernacle of meeting. And the age of 50 years they must cease performing this work, and shall no more. They may minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of meeting to attend to the needs. They themselves shall do no work. Thus you shall do to the Levites regarding their duties. So at age 25, they entered service, and they had like a 5-year training period before they entered the tabernacle or did the majority of their work. And so the men in the tribe that were able-bodied in their prime were doing this work. And part of that work, as I read one other day, included carrying the pillars and the rods and all of that of the tabernacle when they moved across the desert. So you had to be physically fit. And if someone did that over the age of 50, they would be extreme specimen of human virality to be able to do that at that age. But most likely people over 50 doing that kind of work would be most likely to be injured or unable to perform the task. But as you see, this chapter starts out with them lighting the lampstand. So the lampstand was burning this entire time. So when the Greco-Assyrians came in and defiled the temple in the 500s BC, what happened was Alexander the Great took over the area. And Alexander the Great was great to the Jews. He was not so great to some other people, but he was good to the Jews. And they translated the Torah into Greek and made the Septuagint, and so all the Greeks could read the Torah. And Alexander the Great was very culturally sharing. But as time went by, kind of like what happened in Egypt, finally a new ruler came in that did not like the Jews because they were different. They sanctified themselves. God set them apart. And that led to problems because they wanted, and I know this term didn't exist back then, but they wanted a multicultural society, and they wanted everyone eventually congealing to their society. Does this sound familiar? And worshiping their gods. And anyone that didn't want to worship their god wasn't money back then, although I'm sure that was involved, but they had specific pantheon of gods in Greece that they wanted worshipped. And the Jews would not comply with that. They did not want to change who they were, and they had every right to live how they wanted to live, just like people today have the right to live the way they want to live. It was a free and open society originally, and then a leader came in that was fascist and tried to get everyone to worship the way he worshiped. Everybody has to be like me, and it's big ego. So anyway, let me go and show you some scriptures in the New Testament. Let's see how well I can find them. Okay, Lamentations. Okay, here we are in the New Testament. We're in Acts. So we got Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in Acts. Now I'm looking for Corinthians. There's Thessalonians. These books are letters written by Paul. Here we go. Here's Corinthians. So 2 Corinthians 5:17. And here we are. Let's see. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Now all things of God, who hath reconciled us to himself through Jesus Christ, has given us the ministry of reconciliation. That is, that God was Christ reconciling the world to himself, not imputing their trespasses to them, but has committed us to the word of reconciliation. Now then, when we are ambassadors for Christ, as though God were pleading through us to implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. For he made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might become righteousness of God in him. So here we have the Levites who have been sanctified by God. The lights were lit. The purification happened. But in Jesus Christ, we were purified through Christ forever. And we are now the Levites. Christians are the priests. Christians are the saints. All of us. If you're saved, you are a representative of Christ. And you are to be purified spiritually. I mean, we should also keep ourselves clean like the Levites did. We should also, wash our clothes, take a bath, pray, light candles, and symbolically burn incense. If we don't do it, there's nothing wrong with burning incense. The incense in the tabernacle represented prayers. But all we have to do is pray. If you want to burn incense on top of that, that's beautiful. But today, we don't have to burn the light because Jesus Christ is the light of the world. He is the candle in the darkness. But the Festival of Lights is a wonderful time. It's a time of celebration of the miracle of the lampstand burning for 8 days. During the attack, during the time that a small band of Jews fought off the Greeks. Another thing that happens during Hanukkah is people play dreidel. And they take a cup and they put, every player gets 4 items, whether it's nuts or raisins or dates or coins or chocolates covered with coins called gelt. And it's nice when everybody has a dreidel, but you just need one. And you spin it. And depending on what it lands on, oh, it landed on none again. That's what it landed on the first night. And I linked the reading for none on that video from my Psalm 119 series. Now it landed on hay. And so when you get hay, you get half the coins. So if you had 4 players, you would take 2 coins out. And then the next person would go, and they would add or subtract from the pot, depending upon what they landed on the dreidel. Now, with the none, you take none. With hay, you take half. With shin, you have to put another item in. And if you land on gimel, you get everything in the pot. So that's how that game works. And you play it until one person has all the items. And everybody, I mean, if you get to the point where you don't have anything left, you're out, just like Monopoly. You're out of money. You're out of the game. if you're out of nuts, or you're out of chocolates, or if you're out of raisins or dates or whatever's being used, you're out. And this cup is part of a glass set I have over here. And it's the Star of David pattern. It's very appropriate to have these during Hanukkah. And if I were feasting right now, if Marnie and I were feasting, we could use these glasses to drink out of. So we have a sugar and creamer. There's a lot more to this set. I just have these 5 pieces. And I had to beg for them. But that's another story for another day. But I don't know if I would want the full set. They make a wonderful addition to Jewish holiday readings to have the Star of David. It's also ironic that, it's also Advent season on the Christian calendar and nearing Christmas, because the Star of David was above the manger. And I love knowing the roots of Christianity. I think it's important for Christians to celebrate the Jewish holidays as well and link them to how this relates to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, you can read in John 10, celebrated the festival of dedication. And what happened was, when the Assyrians took over the temple in Jerusalem, they defiled it. And when they went to dedicate the temple, when they went to clean the temple, they found they only had enough oil for one day. And the oil, and it took 8 days to make new oil. And this light was supposed to be continuously burning, just like the light of Jesus Christ continually burns. So the miracle was that the oil burned for 8 days. So during the time of celebration of light, the Festival of Lights, they also called it the Festival of Dedication. And you can find that in John 10. I read it for the reading for yesterday, for the second day. Jesus celebrated Hanukkah in his life, and he celebrated all the other festivals that were in Leviticus 23. Now, Hanukkah was not in Leviticus 23 when they were in the desert, because the Hanukkah miracle happened in the time between the Old Testament and the New Testament, when scriptures weren't written that are in the Christian Bible or Protestant Bible. The book of Maccabees, that's in the Catholic Bible, and that's accepted by some Protestants, has the story, the history of Hanukkah. Now, I read that last year. I have to decide whether I want to reread that this year, which would be a good idea, or just link the video of me describing that and reading from the book of Maccabees on a post. But I will link the reading from Psalm 119 about hay. So you can watch that video and enjoy it if you're interested in learning the origins of that Hebrew letter and a little bit more information about it and in relation to Psalm 119. So you all have a happy Hanukkah and a wonderful and blessed day. If you're just here for cultural information,